Hey, Mama. So, we all know how important websites are for business owners. They are a really great way to drive more traffic to your offers for visibility, all of the things. But the real question is what goes into building high converting websites? What do you need to do to actually, turn these people who visit your website into clients, into customers? So that's what we're talking about today. In this episode, I chat with one of my favorite business owners and my girl, my friend, Tina Henson, all about how to create a website that converts, but doing it from a place of service. Tina is the genius behind the Mama Turned Mompreneur website. If you haven't seen the new website, check it out. She also did the sales page for the Social Media Detox Club. She is skilled. She is gifted at what she does. So in this episode, she really shares with us so many good, gems, nuggets, all of the things, so many good tips and strategies for turning your website into one that converts while also serving potential clients well from the moment they enter your website. I highly, highly, highly recommend you grab a notebook and pen because you're going to want to take notes on the things that she says. She shares this formula for really creating a converting website that serves people from the moment they touch your website, the moment they look at your website. And it's so good and it's so impactful and it works. It really works. So grab your notebook and pen and let's jump into today's episode. Hey, Mama. Are you tired of feeling stressed and overwhelmed trying to grow your online business with your babies at home? You desire more flexibility in your day, allowing you to pour into your family, yourself, and your business without running yourself into the ground. Mama, you can build your dream business and do it in a way that fits your current season of life. And I'm going to show you exactly how. Welcome to the Mama Turned Mompreneur podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Singletary, daughter of the king, wife, mama of two, and life and business coach for mompreneurs. On this podcast, you will learn business strategies made for mamas just like you, who desire to be successful CEOs and fully present mamas without stress or overwhelm. So whether you're an entrepreneur who transitioned to a mompreneur or a mama turned mompreneur, I am here to support you. So grab your coffee, notebook, and pen, put in those earbuds, and let's dig in. All right, today on the Mama Turned Mompreneur podcast, I am sitting down to chat with Tina Henson. And if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, I have talked about her quite a bit because she is my amazing web designer and SEO strategist. So Tina, welcome to the show. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and all about your family.
Thank you for having me. First of all, I'm so excited to be here. But my name's Tina. I'm the owner of TL Web Design Studio, and we are a brand and web design agency. Our focus is helping entrepreneurs and businesses build strategic, high-converting websites to simplify their visibility strategy and increase conversions. I am a mom to a neurodivergent child, so he keeps me very busy. I have my husband. We have 3 dogs, and we are introverted as heck, so we don't like going outside. We spend a lot of time with each other, and just family and spending time together is really our biggest focus in life.
Yes. Yeah, if you guys follow Tina on Instagram, you'll get to see a lot of her family, especially the funny things that her husband says and does.
Yeah, you get to see me getting unwilling participants into my reels and videos.
Yes.
But sometimes I have to bribe my kid with candy to get in there with me. But he's like, candy? Robux? Yes, I'll participate.
So tell us about your mompreneur journey. What led you to start your business and what challenges did you face when you first started?
So back in the day, seems like eons ago now, I spent over a decade in the beauty and wellness business, doing like operations. So a lot of what I did involved doing like community work, like planning community events, reaching out, doing business to business, creating a referral network with clinics. But when the pandemic hit, things kind of got crazy. So specifically, I'm in pharmacy. And as you can imagine, our patient list was growing and growing and growing and growing during this time. But our team members, the numbers were dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. So things got hectic. And I know a lot of people can probably relate to having been in the pandemic in general, but also having been in healthcare. The days got longer. They started at sunrise. They didn't end till sunset. And I got to a point in my life where I just wasn't seeing my family anymore. Like I would be gone before my son woke up and I'd come home, he'd be in bed. And that really took a toll on my mental. So I decided I really needed to do something. So I started studying coding and I went into it and I wasn't like anticipating that I was going to start a business. I went into it thinking, let me find something where I can work from home so I can actually see my son. I can homeschool him like I need to homeschool him and he can get the care that he actually needs. Because again, he's neurodivergent, as both me and my husband are. And he needed a little more help. He needed somebody to be there with him. And so that's why I kind of started this journey. And when I was doing that, it was really slow going at first. I didn't anticipate like this is going to take off into a whole business. But I got my first client and I realized I can use all this experience I already have from building community, managing community events, building referral networks, and increasing invisibility. And I can use this for my own business. When I started using it for my own business, I was like, I can help other people do this too. Why would I just code websites when I can help people create visibility in their life, create sustainability so they can be home with their families and do the things that really matter to them?
I love that. I feel like for many of us, our mompreneur journeys has started as something personal and whatnot. And yeah, the COVID, gosh, that was such a crazy time. My husband didn't work in healthcare, but he works for FedEx. And so even
Yeah.
with him, it was so scary at the start because like literally he would have to, before he walked in, because we had just had our son, he would have to basically strip down, take his shoes off, everything before he walked in the door. And the days were just really long. And they saw like a lot of turnover too. So yeah, that was a crazy time, but that's amazing how you took that and you found something that you love and enjoy. And you were like, you know what, let me help other people do this too. And so let's dig into your area of expertise. So, you support your clients with creating high converting websites. So, what are some key elements that contribute to a high conversion rate on a website?
So I actually get this question a lot. And I think that people expect this like super simple answer. And they want me to list out specific elements that make a website high converting. But there's not anything specifically that's going to be magic and it's going to fix all your problems. But there are some quick tips that are going to help out. But I want to challenge your thought process on this first. So I provide a service. Andrea, you provide a service. And we come from a place of service because we want to help people solve a problem. And I think that showcases in the experience that we provide our clients. So the experience is all about how we can help, how we can serve them, and how we can ultimately help them achieve their goals. So my question to you is, why isn't this the focus when we're doing our websites? Our focus when we're serving our clients is to help them. But when we decide to do our websites, we're making our websites about us. We end up making it a resume. We end up making a brochure, or we're asking ourselves, what can I put here to make myself look good? Right? Let's change that question to what can I put on my website to make myself look good? To what does my ideal client need to hear right now to feel confident in investing in my offer? And so when you phrase it that way and come from that point of view, it becomes a lot easier to build out your website's content. And it boils down to knowing your ideal client and speaking to their language. So one of the best examples I can think of is I'm going to use you as an example constantly. So, is watching your social media detox membership come together. So that fell in place for you so easily. And I think you felt just incredibly aligned because you know what your clients need, you know what they're looking for, and you know you've got the answers to all their questions. You provide the very obvious solution to what they need in terms of visibility. So when I phrase elements on a website, I phrase it as questions. Your audience is asking you questions and you're coming back with an answer for them. So first question is, do you solve my problem? So in answer to that, we're going to make a statement. And I'm not a copywriter, so don't take this verbatim. Like, get a copywriter. But we want to say, I solve this problem for this audience member so they can achieve this desire. The second thing, how do you help me solve this problem? So we introduce our offers, right? We introduce our process or our framework and break down exactly how we're going to help them achieve their goals. Okay. Then there comes another question. What makes you the expert? Who the heck are you? And how is you being the answer to my solution going to solve all my problems? So we position ourselves as the expert, right? We tell them why we have this experience and why we're passionate about helping them solve these problems, why we're passionate about helping them, why we're passionate about getting them the results that they're looking for. Okay, so cool. You've done this yourself, but can you actually help other people achieve this goal? What have you done? Is there any proof that you've done this for others? So yeah, here's my social proof. Here's my case studies. Here's my testimonials. Here's all the nice things all my clients are saying about me. And here's the results that I've given them. Now I want to help you too. So then we get to the last little bit. And this is where you want to call them to action. Okay. So you've got 3% of buyers when they get to your website. They're ready to buy now. They've gotten to this point and they're like, I'm ready to go. So we make it easy for them to convert, right? We give them the option to inquire further, or we make it easy for them to buy right now, make it very clear. But there's still going to be 97% of them that are like, I don't know. I'm still kind of researching. I'm still trying to figure things out. But you have an option here to convert them further. So you don't want them to just click away, never return to your site again, forget about you. You have the option to nurture them further by giving them a way to get into your world, right? So you can get them into your world for free, give them a little freebie where you can nurture them on a mailing list and you can convert them later. So this way, when they're thinking about it again, you're the one that's at the forefront of their mind.
That is so good. And it's so true. Like, you really have to think about the overall customer journey. And even before you convert someone into your offer, thinking about creating that client experience from the start. And you do that so well in how you design websites, and even just the questions you ask for the onboarding and everything. And it's I see that in my website, and that's because of you, because you're amazing at what you do. But it's so true. It's you can't make it about you. You have to make it about the customer, about the potential client. You have to help them to see you are the person to support them. But again, it's not about you. It's what you have to offer them, what their needs are and everything like that. And when you create your website in that way, you're going to see the conversions. So you guys better be taking notes on this. She just gave you the best formula ever, especially if you have your website, you're not seeing conversions. That is your answer right there.
Yes. Make it all about your people.
Yeah. So, okay, what you just broke down for us and everything, share a little bit more about how that impacts your audience's behavior. So when they're coming to your website and different things like that, is there any more that you can add to or expand on what you just shared?
So I think it really boils down to just communicating in their language. The whole point is you're wanting to reassure them that what they're investing in or what they're inquiring about, like they want to feel confident in that. They don't like people don't come to Google and search just to like want to spend money, right?
Mhm.
They want to know that they're going to get the results that they're looking for. So organizing everything in a way that makes it easy for them to find the solutions to their answers, that's going to be the best way to get them to convert. Like, and not everybody's ready to convert right away. So making sure that you have a way to nurture them in case they aren't and funnel them through your entire sales process. So if they're not ready, you want to be able to get them ready, and providing a funnel and a process that's going to get them ready to convert is going to be key in converting your audience into dream clients.
That's so good. So talk to us about the role of content. So like copywriting, images, videos. So what role does it play in improving a website's conversion rate?
So when it comes to content, it's mostly going to be the words on your site. There are like images. It's going to keep you visually interested. It's going to keep your audience from getting tired, right, of looking at this just blank wall of text. Videos are going to help provide like a very visual example. And I know I use your videos all the time, but when we think of like your sales page, you show exactly what they get inside there. You have a video and you're like, this is exactly what you get. This is exactly what you're going to expect. And these are the exact results you're going to get. You've got screenshots of testimonials and you've got statements from your past clients that say, hey, these are the results I got. This is what I achieved. Like, I'm making more money. I've got more visibility. I'm in all these bundles. This makes it so easy. And those are like the visual elements that are going to help you. It really keeps you from getting tired. But more than anything is the actual content that's there. It's the phrasing. It's the way you talk to your audience. Like, you got to know your audience like the back of your hand. And you do. Like, you know exactly what they're saying. You know exactly what questions they're asking. So you know exactly how to speak to them in a way that relates to them, in a way that resonates with them, something that's easy for them to understand, easy for them to digest, and they feel like they know you. They know exactly who they're getting into it with, and they feel familiar. They trust you, so they know you're going to do everything you can to help them solve their problems. So just communicating in a way that they understand and a way that they relate to is going to help with your conversion so much. And it's all boils down to that research and knowing who you're helping.
Yes, yes. I'm big on market research. Like
Mm-hmm.
that will solve so many problems for you. Instead of guessing what you think your people want, just ask them and you will get so much clarity, like not even just in your offers, but the exact language they're using to describe their wants, the transformations, their pain points and all of that. So yeah, I'm huge on market research.
You know, I already said that you're, I do market research, on Google and a lot through like marketing polls and things like that. But you did your Facebook market research. And when you taught me that, I was like, why am I so dumb and didn't do this before? It helped me save so much time not having to wait on polls. I was like, it's already out there, the answers that I need. And it helped me create some really good offers for coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Specifically, some that I created just for the listeners of this podcast. So I've got like some good freebies I created just because you helped me with research.
Oh, awesome. Well, you'll have to share about that in a little bit. So let's talk about what are some best practices to optimize content for conversions.
All right. So, um, when it comes to optimizing your content for conversion, you really want to focus on driving like traffic to your site. So people have to see it first, and that makes me want to talk about SEO. But when people talk to me about SEO, they come to me and they're like, ew, it's disgusting. It's this huge monster. And while there is a whole lot to understand about SEO, if you were to do it for a living, the average business owner, all they need to understand is that people are asking questions to their search engine, usually Google. They're asking Google a question. They're not typing a word. They're asking it something, right? When you go to Google, you ask something. So we, as the business owner, offer an answer, and we answer those questions using the keywords that people are pulling up. So that's all you need to know. People ask a question, you answer it. And I say that it's not just your website, just anywhere online that you put things. So people think SEO and they think websites, they think blogs. But if you search on Google, right? So if I were to type Andrea, if I type Mama Turned Mompreneur, what's going to come up? Your website's going to come up. Your podcast is going to come up. Your Instagram's going to come up. Your Facebook's going to come up. You've got videos that are going to come up, right? So all these things come up, and that's because you've invested so much time and effort into your SEO strategy. You've really put a lot of work into understanding your audience and being able to answer their questions in a way that they ask and in a way that is simple for them to understand and a simple way for them to digest, right? So you come up right away. And even if somebody doesn't have a website, SEO is really a great way to build their online visibility. So because all these social profiles, their online directories, they're going to pull up in search engines. And I think another misconception is that people think there's no possible way, right, that they're going to be able to pull up on Google because you've got these big companies that are paying for ads and they've got huge employees, like large amounts of employees putting in work to get them at the top of search engines. So there's no way me, a little business owner, is going to rank for anything, right? And that's just a misconception because when you're researching keywords, there's still very low competition keywords and phrases that you can rank for organically. You don't have to pay for ads. People can just find you organically. And the trick is, instead of being like, sorry, picking on you again, visibility, instead of that being the only word you're depending on for people to find you, you'd use a long tail key phrase like visibility for mom business owners, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then people will be able to find you. So if you're the only person working on visibility for mom business owners, when they look for visibility for mom business owners online, you're the only person they're going to find. And something that completely changed my mindset when it came to SEO is go to your comment section, find a question, and it could be in a comment section, it could be an email, but anything that your client has asked you, search it up on Google. You might not find anything. You might get that death screen that's like, there are no answer to your questions. Did you mean this instead? Like you might get that. And then you might pull up a research tool and you find no data on what they're asking because there's not enough people asking it. So you're thinking to yourself, I'm not making any content on this. I'm not answering this at all because nobody's asking it. But that's wrong. Somebody's asking it. Somebody in your audience just asked you. And if one person is asking you, somebody else in your audience is also asking that question. And so if you make content on that, you're the only person with the answer to the question they're asking. You're the only one with the solution. And so even if you're having visibility just for that one person or that two people, you're still helping that one person. You're still helping two people. And isn't that worth the time and investing into making that content?
Mm-hmm. That's
I
so
think so.
good. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think sometimes we kind of like think on a larger scale, like wanting to reach more people. When in reality, if you really look at your offer suite, whatever the pricing is, you don't need to focus on reaching the masses so much, but more so focusing on reaching those people who truly need the solution you have. And so when you go for those, keywords that maybe they don't have a lot of search volume, well, you're going to position yourself as the answer. So as people do start to search, whether, like you said, it's one or two people, well, you're the only one that comes up. So you're the only solution. So you're going to be the logical solution for those people. So I think really shifting your mindset around that, because I've had that come up, especially like with podcast SEO, where clients were like, well, there's not a lot of, search volume for this keywords. Okay, because nobody's, like you said, nobody's really creating content on it. But if you position yourself and you create podcast content on it, then when people are searching for that specific question, you're going to come up because you created, that podcast content on it. So really just shifting your mindset around SEO.
I
Yeah.
think so, totally.
Yeah.
People just think it's like super complicated, and it's not. If you're, and it goes back to what I said in the beginning, like when you are coming from a place of service and wanting to help instead of trying to come from, how can I make myself look good? Things become so much easier for you. It becomes almost organic in what you provide, like not just on your website, but even in the experience that you provide to your clients. Like it all comes very organic. It starts falling into place, and it just makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so one thing that I know comes up for people is like this feeling like this need to create the perfect website. And, that a lot of times that hold people back from actually, creating their website and different things like that. So, how have you seen um how people getting caught up in this idea of needing a perfect website, like how does that impact their decision making and their results when it comes to their website?
So when I actually get this so much, people will literally sit there and not launch something for, I've had clients sit on a website and they're paying this hosting fee for 2 years because they want it to be perfect before they launch it. And what I find most of the time is they end up in decision paralysis where they're just not doing anything. They're not doing anything at all because they want it to be perfect before they launch. And your clients or your potential clients, they're looking for an answer right now. And so again, shifting your perspective, you not taking any sort of action or any messy action is keeping you from helping people that need help. Like they're looking for you. They're looking for your offers. They're looking for a solution to their problem. And you being stuck in the decision process of waiting until something is absolutely perfect is keeping them from getting help as well. So, and I think it all boils down to service, like wanting to help people coming from a place of service. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't even need to look all that pretty. Like it could be words on a page. Like people have converted from just words on a page before. People have converted from like not having a website. People have converted from having a Canvas service guide up, right? Um, just having it out there and being able to communicate to your people is going to help them. It's going to convert. And then later on, you want to streamline it. You want to improve. You want to scale. You want to make things better. That's when you can improve on it. But taking that messy action right now so you can start driving results, so you can start making an impact for people, and so you can start getting your voice out into the online space. Just taking that messy action is going to build your business. It's going to help other people build their businesses. And it's going to make an impact on so many people just getting out there. Just take the action.
Yes, I agree. And I'll share this, that for my website, I didn't invest like high ticket for it until this year. And that's after being in business almost, like actually over 2 years in business. So like I started out, like my first website I did myself. And then when I rebranded to Mama Turn Mompreneur, I did get some support with the design, but it wasn't like a major investment. It wasn't someone at the same caliber as Tina. And then this year, after I got that clarity in who I was serving, how I'm serving them, and different things like that, that's when I invested high ticket in getting a professional website done. So just wanted to share that.
And it's okay. Like, get that clarity first. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of people, like, they start off with this very broad niche of like what they think they want to do. And then they start niching down a little bit more as they find their expertise and find like their real purpose in all of it. Like, I know for me, I didn't start off being like, I want to be a web designer, a brand strategist. Like, I didn't do brand strategy at all when I started. I actually only coded. I only built the website. I didn't do any of the planning, any of the strategy behind it. And then when I figured out, like, well, it's actually way more helpful when there's actually a thought process and strategy behind it. And when I
Mm-hmm.
learned everything that I put into my business and how I can apply it to others, like, I was like, oh, this is a game changer. Like, I can support my family without having to like physically go to an office, without having to take crazy calls, without having to market 24/7. And I wanted to help other people do that. And you should put yourself out there. You'd be surprised at what comes back when you're coming from a place of wanting to just help others. People will pay it back tenfold. And I can say that from experience, and I know you can too. Like,
Yeah.
if you provide a good experience to people, they're going to repay that for you. You will have referrals coming out the
Mm-hmm.
wazoo. And you will have so many opportunities that you didn't think you would have had.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I even think about just the social media detox club. Quite a few of the members joined from other members, like promoting the membership and different things like that. And it's because of the type of service that's provided inside of that membership. And I mean, I don't even tell you guys to post about it, but you guys steadily post about it and everything. And it again, it just goes back to serving, that act
Mhm.
of service and everything.
Look, we have this like ongoing joke, me and Andrea, because when I applied to her membership, I said, because I'm literally obsessed with you. And when I tell you I am obsessed with this woman, I am. Her husband should be worried. But I will scream to the rooftops that her social media detox membership is amazing for anybody that wants to get visible online and wants that very low, minimal effort, like, way to get in front of lots of people without being buried under social media content 24/7. Like, you get in front of the right aligned audience, and then you combine that with a website that's built to convert. Like, ooh, it's
Yes.
perfect.
Perfect combination right there. Okay, so we're going to shift gears a little bit. It's a new question that I'm starting to ask guests. So, who is one coach or mentor that has had a major impact on your journey as a mom in business?
Oof, girl. I'm obsessed with you. You have challenged my thought process on so many things. Like, I just coming from like a background of like having invested in coaches before, right? And I've probably got like two people that I can name off. But you've really challenged my thought process that it does not have to be hard. You do not have to work 24/7. You can work 2 hours a week and still get in front of your people. Like, just flipping that mindset of, I just need to get in front of the right people. I don't need to be in front of all the people all the time, has really helped. And it's alleviated the stress of me. Like, I still make social media content. Social media is still a big traffic driver for me, but it's the thought process that I don't have to. Like, I can make it fun. I can make it easy. And that's helped me so much. But it's still not my main traffic driver. It's still
Yeah.
not. My main traffic driver, and I will say all the time, is from building my email list. And That was you. That was like 100% you that helped me build that email list. That first bundle I did, I was like, I was hooked. And I was like, yes, bundles, those are the way to go. Bundles and SEO is the way to go for me. And it's different for everybody. I know you preach all the time. Every strategy works. You just have to find one that you're comfortable with and that you can be consistent with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for me. But you helping me identify what strategy works for me changed my mindset on all of it. Like, I was like, it really isn't that hard. Yeah. My family, my son is my biggest priority. And I'm acting like this business is. It's not. It's my family. And seeing you in the community, like also embodying those values is so inspiring. But I would say another person that really inspired me, and it's because I have severe anxiety, was Mara. And if you guys don't follow her, it's Mara McDonald. She's my coach, and I still work with her.
Yes.
She helped me create sustainability in my offers because I was in this feast and famine cycle, right? Of like, I'd sign a client. There we go. I've got a client. Woohoo. Okay. That's my one client for like the next 3 months. And then, oh my goodness, when am I going to get another client? And getting myself out of that cycle and that mindset of anxiety of never being able to fulfill and put food on the table. She helped me with the mindset aspect of that. So I would say, with the visibility, with the inspiration of I can do it as a mom, and her with changing my mindset from scarcity to knowing that I can do it. Those were my two biggest inspirations.
Oh, well, thank you. And yes, I definitely have to shout out Mara too. I worked with her for a bit as well. And definitely she is the queen of mindset. If you are struggling with your mindset, or if you deal with like anxiety, ADHD, neurodivergent brain in general, she is so amazing at what she does. Like, I'm so grateful for her. Like, I still have her in my head. Like, when I feel anxiety coming up on me, I'm like, wait, what would Mara say?
Yeah. So funny. What would Mara do? She really teaches you how to, I know this is like funny, but gentle parenting. Mm-hmm. She teaches you how to self-soothe.
Yes. Yes, she does. Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm so grateful to be included in that group there. So talk to us about your freebies. You said that you have some amazing freebies specifically for the listeners.
Yes. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about, and I have a page. It's not published right now, but it's going to be published when this podcast is published.
Okay.
It's at tldesignstudios.com/mama, MAMA. And it's just for the people of this podcast. But one of the things I created, and Andrea's market research helping me, was that people just don't know what elements to put on their website. So I created a website template. And and it's for Squarespace. So it's all branded, everything, it's ready to go. But even if you don't use Squarespace, you still have access to this template. And I think it's going to be very helpful because there's a video that walks you through exactly how to build it out, why we're building it out this way. But there's like copy frameworks that tell you exactly what goes where, why we're putting that there, and some information on how to build your packages, how to structure it out so that it makes sense for your audience. And it's a real good breakdown, step by step, of how to go all the way through. So that's the first one I created, just specifically based on that market research. And that's just for y'all. The other things that I have is I have a branding workbook. And that's just going to help you identify your brand's voice. So what that's going to help you do is help you create the way that you're going to speak to your audience in a way that they understand, that resonates with them, that they feel familiar with, and that can deepen the relationship you have with your audience. So that one's that, and they're all going to be on the same page. And the last one is on SEO. So the SEO book, it teaches you, because I blog, I'm a big blogger. So it teaches you how to blog. And the book is coming from a place of if you were to start building a blog. But there is also a place if you are not a blogger, say like you want a podcast or anything you want to do, there's a list of free SEO tools on there for you. And I know we all like free because I mean, for me, if it's free, it's for me. But all those free SEO tools is going to like help you with your market research. It's going to help you with your keyword research. It's going to help you identify the low competition keywords and phrases. All these tools are listed on there for you for free. So I definitely recommend checking them out. I think that they're super helpful for anybody that's getting started with their visibility.
That is awesome. Those are some amazing resources. I will make sure to link the page in the show notes so you guys can grab those freebies. But thank you so much, Tina. This was such a good conversation. Before we hop off, please tell listeners where they can connect with you and learn more about working with you.
All right. So for everybody, you can get in touch with me at tldesignstudios.com. And all my socials are Tina Lynn Design Studio, at Tina Lynn Design Studio. And you can find me anywhere: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of the above.
All right. Well, I will make sure to link that in the show notes. Okay. Well, thank you so much again, Tina, for giving us so much insight into building high converting websites and really just sharing your wisdom and your expertise.
Thank you for having me. I was so excited to be here. This was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well, Mama, that's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to hang with me. If you enjoyed today's episode, will you do me a favor and follow the podcast and leave a review? Hitting that follow button and sharing your thoughts about the podcast are the best ways to ensure that other mamas like you find this show. Your review also lets me know if you're enjoying this podcast, so make sure to share your thoughts before you go. All right, Mama, I'll catch you in the next episode.